what's going on, y'all? T-Bob here.
And Jake as well.
And you're about to watch a little OTB LSU.
We're going to give you all the latest, greatest between LSU football, baseball, women's basketball, softball, and everything in between.
Bottom line, if you want to talk Tigers, keep it locked, subscribe, like it, and we hope you enjoy it.
If you're covering the team, these are exciting times as well. How would you describe your excitement for the 2023 season?
Well, the way I can best put it, I wrote a column after the spring game, and it seems like for this team this season, 10-2 feels less like the floor and more like a disappointing season the more I watch this team. And you saw that at SEC Media Days with just how much love LSU got. I mean, you had, three guys, all SEC on offense, first team. I think it was 11 guys overall with all SEC selection. You had the first team all SEC quarterback, which I don't know that that's ever happened. Maybe y'all have talked to y'all. I couldn't find another time that happened. If it did, it was before my time covering and watching the team, because I went back and looked. No Jamarcus Russell, no Matt Mock. Wasn't Mettenberger, because, all those guys, peaked at the end of their career. So it is a very exciting time, and this Bayou Splash this weekend was a very exciting weekend for LSU, where you had the number one recruit in the country from 2025 on your campus. He's a quarterback, by the way, so it's a big deal to get him on campus. Bryce Underwood, Colin Simmons, Caden Durham, a lot of big-name guys on campus this weekend. So Brian Kelly's got a lot of positive momentum going for this program.
Preston, I know you cover recruiting. LSU has a lot more depth on their team this year compared to last season. So maybe some freshmen won't get a chance this year, but you cover recruiting, and I wanted to ask you about some potential first-year guys, some impact freshmen for LSU in 2023. If there are any, who do you think they might be?
Okay, so on special teams, I'm hoping that Aaron Anderson is going to be healthy enough to come in and return kicks immediately, because that's going to be, a major beef for this team, an improvement for this team, I should say. If you can get him returning kicks, that'd be a huge deal. Deshaun Womack was a very highly recruited defensive lineman, and LSU's replacing a lot in that front seven. It'd be interesting to see, does he crack the lineup, or are all those transfer guys like Obi Agofu, are they going to hold down all those spots? It'd be interesting. The two running backs, that running back position, they've done a lot to beef it up this year, and they brought a lot of guys back. Last year, I told everybody this is a bit of a Frankenstein roster. It was something that Brian Kelly, got 39 scholarship players from the bowl game and came in, and he really had to, build it all together with paper clips and bubble gum. Well, part of that was running back, because you only had 4 scholarship backs last year. And the guy who ended up being on top, Josh Williams, was a former walk-on. Now, he is outplayed. I mean, he's got one of the best stories on the team. He's played incredibly well. But that being said, Brian Kelly always uses 4 running backs. You can go back 10 years at Notre Dame, and you've got, 4 or more guys with 40-plus carries. So one injury, one issue at all, and you don't have enough players to run the system the way he wants to. And we did see that at times last year, particularly the UAB game, where you were basically down to one running back after John Emery put himself in the doghouse with 2 fumbles.
Speaking of, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No. So I'm looking really hard at Trey Hawley and Caleb Jackson to see if they can make an early impact on this team, because they clearly have the talent to do so, and that's a position where you're going to be rotating enough guys to do it.
Speaking of John Emery, you mentioned him there for a moment. We got a vague update at SEC Media Days when Brian Kelly said he was in the process of being cleared. We don't know what's going to happen there, but if John Emery does indeed get cleared, what do you think his role in this team could be? I know he hasn't really been consistent in his last 4 years, both on and off the field, but he did have some good moments last year. The touchdown against Auburn, the cutback for a score against Alabama, he did contribute. If he clears himself academically, do you think he can contribute some more this season?
So the downside with John Emery, his entire career, and this dates back to high school. We actually, Mike Scarborough, our site owner, went out to film him in high school, and he had a game with 4 fumbles. It's about, he is a very talented runner. and he can make some big plays for you. Does he do that often enough to offset the risk of putting the ball on the turf, which he does? We saw him do it twice against UAB, and it was a predictable thing. I remember thinking in the pregame, like, it's a rainy, nasty day. Does John Emery fumble today? And we all looked at each other like, yeah, he'll probably fumble today. And he did twice. So the problem with John Emery is, both on and off the field, is he hasn't been reliable enough. Can he be sure-handed? Can he get eligible? If he takes care of those things, he is a very talented back. You see why he's a five-star player. Like, the measurables, the talent, it's all there. He just has to work on being reliable. If he were to be reliable both on and off the field, not fumbling, not having academic issues, he very well could be the best back on the team. It'd be close between him and Logan Diggs to see who would be the best back on the team. And of course, Josh Williams is right up there with them. And Josh Williams brings an element of, he's such a great blocker and plays with so much tenacity. That would be a really nasty rotation of three guys.
Preston Guy, TigerBait.com, giving us some insight going into the season. Preston, once again, appreciate the time, appreciate the insight. Hope to do this again soon, my friend.
Wow, Jake, what incredible takes.
I mean, those guys, they're just the best.
I think so. And if you think so, again, hit the like button, subscribe, ring the bell so you get notifications when we post every single day here on OTB LSU.